Welcome to the program. I am Matthew Fresquez, and this is the Matthew Fresquez Show. Hope you had a great week. To all you fellow college students, it's gotta feel good to be done with finals, doesn't it? Come home, get 3-4 weeks off, relaxing with the family, good home-cooked food. Well, it doesn't to all those still stuck at school for another week, like all those in my ex-school, but the rest of you enjoyed the time off. But either way, it's the weekend. Can't ask for anything better than that. Made it through another week, another school week, another work week. Glad you can join me. Got a big show planned for you today. Want to talk baseball winter meetings. Boston Red Sox making some big moves, putting pressure on the Yankees, all at the same time, just destroying the Angels and the Rays in their path. Josh McDaniels, for all you Coloradans, he's been fired. Got thoughts on that. And I'm going to touch once more on Cam Newton. Heisman Trophy coming up Saturday, and also the NCAA and some of the bowl games and some stuff that's going on there that's not really making me too happy. But first things first, I want to start off. Quick few notes. First things, follow me on Twitter at Matthew Fresquez. While you're there, follow Black Prez at Black Prez. I push his stuff. You know I push his music. Good music. He's trying to get to 2,000. I'm just trying to get to 100 followers. So if you can get me to 100 followers, get him to 2,000, let's make that happen. Also, I have my sickest follower on Twitter, Dallas Cowboys offensive tackle Mark Colombo. He's following me on Twitter. All I got is good looking out, Mark. And I'm going to go ahead. I return the favor following him. So why don't you go on and follow him at Mark Colombo? If he's going to follow me on Twitter, you need to follow him on Twitter. I'm going to follow him on Twitter. That support right there. Love the support. Good looking out. Next thing I want to talk about, give a quick shout out to Mr. Woody Roseland, one of my best friends from high school, getting into comedy now. He has a show, Comedy Works, February 13th, downtown Denver. Seen a couple of his shows, great stuff. And let me just say, Woody is one of the toughest guys I've ever met in my entire life. Beat cancer more times than you would even want to think about. And let me just say, if there's any way that you can support cancer research, I have a number of friends, family members who have all gone through it. I've lost family and friends to it. Do anything that you can. I know just one small thing that I do. I wear a Livestrong bracelet every single day. Never take it off. Do something like that. If you're going to buy workout gear, go buy some workout Livestrong gear. Just anything you can. Donate. There's a million places you can donate all across the country. We just got to find a cure for this. Woody, I want to tell you, you're a badass. You can also follow Woody on Twitter at Wu-Tang Wood. But Woody, man, you got to pick it up. February of 2009, and you have 3 tweets. Now, 2 of the tweets you have, not gonna lie, they're pretty funny. But you got to get it going. You're gonna be huge. If you're gonna be huge, what I've realized, you need Twitter. Woody, start getting on Twitter. So follow him at Wu-Tang Wood. Comedy Works, February 13th. Check out his show. All right, sorry for the long introduction, but now let's get things going. The winter meetings. The Boston Red Sox are having the best offseason I've seen in a long time. They come out of nowhere and they sign left fielder Carl Crawford from the Rays to a 7-year, $142 million deal. I didn't see this coming, especially after they traded for Adrian Gonzalez, and they're going to have to make him a 7-year deal, and they're looking at that about being $154 million. And nobody thought Boston was going to come out and get Crawford. It was all Angels, Rays. Boston just drove a dagger through the heart of both the Angels and the Rays, and now the Yankees are panicking, and if I'm the Yankees, I'm panicking. If you're anybody in the East, you're panicking right now. Their lineup, you have Dustin Pedroia, Crawford now, you have Euclid, you have Adrian Gonzalez, Ortiz, Ellsbury. You have a stacked lineup that you're going to have to go up against, and if you're the Yankees, that just ups the need for Cliff Lee, and Cliff Lee is loving it right now. The Yankees now have extended their offer to 7 years. It was 6 years. Now the Yankees have to get Lee. That they have to get Lee. No one else can get him. The Rangers are scared because now the Rangers aren't going to get him. You're almost guaranteed of that. And I can tell you, if Boston really wants to screw up the Yankees, sign one more decent free agent. Who knows where the Yankees will go? 8, 9 years, something absolutely ridiculous like that. So 7 years for Cliff Lee. At this point, the Yankees, they're going to do anything they can to get him, and this is when they start throwing money around. They're going to start offering him. If it looks like he's going to go anywhere else, they're going to throw more money. I don't think they honestly will go higher than 7 years, but they're going to throw more money at it, because you can't let him slip through. If he goes to the Rangers in New York, you're screwed. Boston has a heavy left-handed batter lineup. All their goal is to beat the Yankees. Beat the Yankees, make the playoffs, and it's probably in that order too. Beat the Yankees, make the playoffs. Beat the Yankees, make the playoffs. So if you are the New York Yankees, you need them. If the Rangers get them, kiss your postseason goodbye. Boston is stacked. They are going to be very good, and they're going to be a good, exciting team to watch. Adrian Gonzalez is looking at 50 home runs this year with that left field. And Carl Crawford just solidifies an already extremely good, solid Boston lineup. I do not know how they came out and they landed this, but they did. Hands down the favorite to win the World Series. And let me just tell you, though, the biggest winner of this is Cliff Lee. It's the Red Sox have had a huge offseason, but they're not the winner. The Yankees, if they land Cliff Lee, they're not going to be the winner. The Rangers, if they land Cliff Lee, they're not the winner. The White Sox have had a huge offseason. They're not the winner. It's Cliff Lee. Cliff Lee, the money keeps raising. The money keeps raising. Now the years keep raising. It won't go past 7, but what if it did? The Yankees are just desperate enough where they go, we can't compete with Texas. Let's go 8 years. Let's make sure we lock this down. It's insane to me the amount of money that's going to go Cliff Lee's way. Part of me just wants to see Lee to go to the Rangers just to see the meltdown that'll happen in New York. The front office of the Yankees was asked if you now, after Crawford goes to the Red Sox, if there's any more pressure to sign Lee, if you go harder after Lee, and they said no, it's the same as it was before. And you know that's a lie. They're panicking. They need Lee, and if they don't, it's going to be an off-season meltdown in New York. And for that reason only is the reason why I want to see him go to the Rangers, just to see exactly what kind of meltdown will happen in New York without him before games even played. And let me just say, Cliff Lee, you are going to get a huge payday. Congratulations to you. Part of it's because of your play, but you might want to send a gift or something to Theo Epstein and maybe all the rest of the Boston Red Sox, because they just gave you a huge contract and a huge salary. Next thing I want to talk about for all of you Coloradans, finally, your coach, Josh McDaniels, is gone. And I know you guys are excited because I live here. I take it in and week out, and you guys are ecstatic about it. It is the fans that caused this firing. It wasn't the record. It wasn't anything else that McDaniels was doing. It was purely the fans. The fans were fed up with it. Bolin was sick of hearing it, and so McDaniels was fired. But let me tell you that this is one of the dumbest moves, and most of you are going to argue with me on this. You're going to deny it and say that it was the best move that could have happened, but it's not. You are now paying 3 head coaches. Do you realize you are still paying Mike Shanahan because his contract's still not over? You are now paying Josh McDaniels, and you are now paying Eric Studsville, who now takes over as the interim head coach. The only problem with McDaniels is he was given too much power. If you take away that power, just make him the head coach. You don't give him any of the other responsibilities. You don't make him an executive or whatever, general manager, none of that stuff. You make him the head coach, and McDaniels is a good head coach. He has a good game plan. He knows what he wants to do. The problems came in the draft and in the trades, and you are now going to you're now going to be paying 3 head coaches. It makes no sense. You are wasting your money. You could have taken away his executive powers and kept him through his contract, see how that works out. If not, you get rid of him, you bring in a new coach. Because now you guys all the fans in Denver are so excited about the possibilities of the coaches. You're thinking Bill Cowher, you're thinking John Gruden. There's a number of coaches that you guys are thinking about, and none of those are going to happen. You're not going to get Gruden or Cowher. Cowher wants to stay on the East Coast. He has a sweet gig now. He works once a week. Gruden loves doing Monday Night Football. The only way you're going to get them away from that is if you offer them a ridiculous contract. And paying 3 head coaches right now, that's not going to work out, and you're not going to get those 2 coaches. So you might as well put those out of your mind right now. Now, Woody wrote to me, and he said Cowher's the head coach, Urban Meyer's the QB coach, Frazier is the D coordinator, Gruden is the special teams, Dungy is president of football operations, and Elway is professional pep talker. Now, obviously, you're not 100% serious about that. Urban Meyer, he's done. I don't see him coming back to coaching for a long time. But you did mention someone, Dungy. I think Dungy could be a very interesting head coach possibility. I think that he might take that. He had some family stuff that he's been through. It's been a couple years now. Dungy could be your best chance, and maybe not your best chance, but he'd be your best choice. I'm not sure if he'd take it, but it's very intriguing. I think Dungy would be a great guy to come to Denver. His whole attitude, everything about him, that's a great choice. But with all that said, I think the most likely scenario to take place is John Fox in Carolina. Fox was not re-signed to a contract extension. He's been after it a couple times now. Even after they went 12-4 and they were second in the NFC, he did not get a contract extension after that year. He is done after this year, and so Carolina's not going to re-sign him. He might be your best choice. John Fox is a great team. He's not always a great coach. He's not always had a great team around him, and even sometimes when he's had a pretty good team, I think he's made him into a great team. So your best, most likely scenario is probably John Fox. He would want to come here. You guys would want him. Everything would fall into place with that. Cowher, Gruden, Dungy, everything else, that's all. A lot of pieces have to come together for this. John Fox, on the other hand, everything is kind of setting up and working to come that way. Now, with that said, I think Cowher, as I said, wants to stay on the East Coast. So if that happens, I wouldn't be surprised if Cowher went to Carolina, Fox comes to Denver, and something like that happens out. I do happen to think that Fox is a great coach. Maybe not the caliber of Gruden and Cowher like everybody else here in Denver wants, but he is a great coach. He can really make Denver into a winner. The one thing you can't do, which Denver has done over and over and over again, you can't give him that general manager. You can't give him that responsibility. Make him the head coach. Give him a little bit of say in it. He needs to kind of bring in his players, but you have to put someone in that position. It cannot be Fox. It cannot be whoever you hire. No matter who it is, you do not give them all the responsibility. Hopefully Denver has learned their lesson from that, and they will not make that mistake again. That's where your downfall is every single time. So my prediction is John Fox, Denver Broncos, and then just by the domino effect, Cowher and Carolina somehow. All right, now I'm starting to run out of time, so I'm just very quickly going to touch on Cam Newton. He's going to end up winning the Heisman, and it's very, very disappointing to me. He should be ineligible. What he did was wrong. What his family did was wrong, and you know that he knew what was going on. I hope that he doesn't win the Heisman. I hope that the other nominees get a look, get the votes, because in 6 months from now, they're going to take away the Heisman. They're going to take away the national championship if they win it, and they're not going to give it to Oregon if they lose, and they're not going to give it to the runner-up in the Heisman. And it makes me sick because it's all about money, and the BCS and the NCAA, they wanted Auburn, Oregon. They did not want Oregon, TCU. That's why he's eligible. That's why he's playing. That's why they changed their own rules that they are so steadfast by and that they are so willing to enforce upon Reggie Bush and USC, but they won't do it here. And you know Auburn has to be paying them. If they're asking for that amount of money from Mississippi State and all the rest of these teams, you know Auburn has to be paying them to play. And it makes me sick, and the NCAA needs to figure out what it's doing and needs to make the right decision here. He should be ineligible. I hope he doesn't win the Heisman. All right, and my final thought, Sylvester Stallone nominated to the Boxing Hall of Fame a few days ago. Congratulations to him. If you haven't seen the Rocky movies, check them out. I don't know about you guys. I still catch myself thinking Rocky Balboa is one of the greatest boxers of all time. Congratulations. You deserve it. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Remember, follow me at Twitter at Matthew Fresquez. Please like the Facebook show, The Matthew Fresquez Show, and get your emails in. I want you guys more involved. MatthewFresquezShow@gmail.com. Thank you very much. Can't wait to